All right. Hey, Pink. We can send the enemies to the supermassive black hole. Should I buy it?
Ooh, excellent.
All right.
For a long time I didn't like Muse, and then they became one of my favorite bands ever.
I'm in a weird space with Muse because like sometimes I listen to Muse and I'm like, hey, that's a good band, and sometimes I listen to Muse and I'm like, oh no, Muse.
Yeah, I can understand that. The first initial songs that I ever heard from them, I wasn't really a fan, and those same songs I'm still not fond of to this day. I think Uprising may have been the first one that I heard that I actually was able to correspond or comprehend as being Muse. I might have heard other songs before that, but that's where I put two and two get together where, oh, this song is by this band, and I'm not a fan of this song, so I'm not a fan of this band. But then I would hear another song, and then I'd be like, hey, wait a second, that's Muse. I don't like Muse. Why do I like this song? So yeah, they definitely got their hits and misses with me. A lot more hits, but the misses miss pretty freaking hard, which is unfortunate.
Yeah.
But yeah, I vastly turned around on them over time, because it wasn't actually until very recently that I really started to say I actually like these guys. It was probably late 2017 or 2016, around that time. So they had been around for years at that point. And I don't remember what I did. I think I just kind of said, screw it. I've heard enough songs that I like from this album, so I'm going to buy this album, and I'm going to listen to it the whole way through. And I really freaking liked that album, and I was like, hey, I really like this. Let me check out some of their other albums. And hey, their entire discography at the moment is on sale, so let me actually pick up two albums. One from early 2000s and one from later 2000s, so let me listen to them. And I was like, hey, these are actually kind of good. At least half of all the albums I've enjoyed. There's always been very good songs to me on those albums. And very few misses. There have definitely been some, but they're few and far between for the most part. So with a ratio of at least 50% enjoyment, I was like, hey, that's good enough for me. It's like over the course of how many albums do I own? Actually, let me check right now, because I can. Muse. Let me scroll down. Muse. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 albums I own from them currently.
Had to do
so...
Five Muse albums.
Started, Addy. Okay, so let's just say there are 10 songs per album. So that would be 50 songs. I at least like half of all their albums, so that's 25 songs that I absolutely like. It would also mean that there are 25 songs that I don't like, but that's not a bad ratio, because there are plenty of artists that I like a song a lot from, and then I'll listen to the album and I'm like, oh wow, the rest of this is just garbage. I mean, are there any examples I could give? Probably.
I think all the big journalism plays while you talk about interesting stuff.
Oh, I noticed. I noticed. Believe me, boy, I noticed.
I may be paying too much attention to what you're saying. Continue.
So,
anyway.
Yeah. Tame Impala, they're kind of a meme band, I think. Or at least one of their songs is. I don't know. I've heard them mentioned in memes or of such types of things. But there's a single song that I really liked. And I was like, wow, this song is really good. I didn't buy their album, but I was like, let me listen to their album, see if it's worth buying. And I was like, wow, this entire album just sucks.
Go ahead.
So that was an album where I was like, yeah, all these songs are terrible. There's only one song I like, so I know that it's not the band I like, just a song.
Yeah, to go back to Muse for like a second, I do also have a band like that where like I don't like all of their stuff, but I do like like half of the stuff that I've listened to from them, which is like
Yeah.
I listen to very weird freaking bands, I guess. I don't know, or at least like bands with weird naming conventions. That's the way to put it. Because the band I'm talking about is called, I don't know how, but They Found Me. That's the band name.
Yes, I love them.
Yeah. Razzmatazz wasn't the best, or like it. Yeah, I compare them to Muse because I they are received by me the same way, which is like sometimes I listen to songs from Razzmatazz and I'm like, yeah, that's cool. I'm liking this, and then I listen to the same song later. I'm like, oh no, turn it off.
Yeah, I can understand that because I think I actually pre-ordered Razzmatazz. And when it first initially released, I listened to it, and I kind of didn't feel strongly about any of the songs. I was like, one of these is kind of good, the rest fell flat. But over time, the more I would listen to it, the more I would be like, hey, I think, it's hard to pick a favorite song on this album. I think they're all good. And then occasionally I'll hear one from Razzmatazz, I'm like, I feel like they weren't at their highest level here. I feel like their earlier stuff was better. So, I think it's kind of a mixed album for me, because the more I listened to it, the better I liked it, but I think their EP definitely stood out more to me. It's hard to say.
I'm gonna stop talking because I need to not die.
Oh, no problem, no problem. I'll talk for you.
Thank you.
So,
do that stupid impression of me.
Razzmatazz. It's really an album that I really do enjoy, but the songs that I don't like on it, I think I don't like them enough that it's almost always a skip on my playlist if it pops up, which isn't a good thing. Because it's always preferred to have songs that you're kind of indifferent on rather than just absolutely flat out hating.
Yeah.
And there are definitely songs on Razzmatazz that it's like, nope, I don't want to listen to this today, or this week, or even this month.
Yeah. I mean, like the thing with that too is like I'm in a weird spot right now when it comes to listening to music, just because like I'm trying to broaden my horizons into freaking like genres and bands that I usually wouldn't listen to and stuff like that, or like going back to like going back to mid 2000s edgy shit that's like I remember being on TV and freaking like remembering the song. I remember liking like the instrumental parts or something, but I want to reevaluate them. But like like I'd say that I despite what Spotify thinks, I'm probably more likely to listen to stuff like Razzmatazz than I am to listen to fucking Last Resort again. Spotify, please stop putting it on my playlists. And that's the thing, like, like Spotify is good because it's given a legal way to freaking listen to music without being able to afford freaking ordering actual proper albums and stuff like that.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
At the same time, because of that, finding new music is hard. Well, it's not because of Spotify. It's because of like because of both Spotify existing and also because people like AMVs are not as freaking big nowadays, and even if they were copyright.
Yeah. I think it's just there is no good platform for finding new music nowadays.
Yes.
It's all I don't know. It feels like everything is already out there, and any newcomers, like, since at least the late 2010s, it's like anyone new pops up on the scene, good luck, because the odds of you being discovered and getting a noticeable enough movement that you actually become a star on the radio, it's like, I mean, let's just look at the charts from 2010 to at least now. Well, we'll say 2010 to present day. All the chart toppers are probably the same people that were topping the charts 10 years ago. In every category.
I don't know, because there is like SoundCloud rap and stuff like that are getting more mainstream.
This is true,
No,
but
no,
I'm not up to date
Yeah.
with SoundCloud.
Neither am I. The only reason I ever use SoundCloud is to listen to SoundCloud stuff. Which I don't share with y'all because like sometimes I think about it, but then you don't need the suffering. And like
I'm not sure what SoundCloud is. Is that
it's meme songs,
okay?
but like you know,
I thought maybe that's what it was, but I was like, what does clown music sound like? I'm not certain.
it's the freaking March of the Gladiators mixed in with different songs. I actually forget which song it was, but like sometimes while listening to music or like hearing music just at all, I think about like, oh, what would be a funny way to cover this, or like, you know, how would I cover it if I ever were to do such things.
Right.
Oh right, YMCA. That was yeah. So I had the idea of making a parody of YMCA, where you rewrite the lyrics to be about freaking YouTube DMCAs, and then instead of the normal instrumental, there would be 2 solos, and it's just the March of the Gladiators.
DMCA. I think you're onto something there.
Yeah. You can get claimed by all the bots. We're having fun with the DMCA.
This is good. Write it down.
My blaster runs hot. Bongoid with a stick. Oh, Spiro the space moose. They
Space
have
moose.
regular
Sure.
intransigence.
Pink, should I be worried that like the freaking my first instinct when looking at that poster was, why is that moose hot?
Why is that moose hot?
I'm not even into moose.
I don't know, man. I don't know. Moose kind of scare me. They're friggin'
They
huge.
are scary.
Yeah.
Moose are the closest we've gotten to mechs so far.
Closest we got to what?
Mechs.
You're not wrong, honestly. They are war machines.
Yeah, whenever you just want a big kaiju battle, you just unleash two meese on the cities of freaking New York.
Yeah. Oh, that would be wild.
Yeah. I mean, people would die.
Absolutely.
Oh, let's see.
I wonder if moose have ever actually lived down in New York, like before it was settled and popularized by humans.
Ah, yes. If I upgrade this gun, I'm gonna get 2 rulers to measure my dick with, because one ain't long enough. Oh, okay. Now we get this upgrade. Nice. Oh yeah, the can jump is the only jump we get. I forgot. Sorry, I thought I could have gameplay too.
Ecosystem weird.
Yeah. You know, sometimes I feel like I shit on these games too hard, but like I'm just having a laugh. I don't actually like hate these games. I don't think these games are bad. It's just funny to point stuff out in the spur of the moment and nitpick.
Oh yeah.
Cause like, you know, I don't even remember if I reviewed this game, but if I were, you know, I wouldn't complain about the jump not being accessible like that because I'd get used to it. It's not an issue once you do that.
Yeah.
Die already, fucking hell.
He's very resilient.
Who knew fire doesn't hurt?
I disagree. Fire does hurt. Have you ever been burned before?
Yes.
It's not pleasant. It's not pleasant.
It's a funny tickle.
It's a fun tickle.
Murder the dogs.
Murder the dogs. How many flaming tables do you think Mick Foley went throughout his career? I mean, only
Yes.
one immediately comes to mind, but I'm sure there had to be more.
Mick Foley is the flaming table.
And this is true.
I'm dead. Again.
Oh no.
Look, there's something you just can't deny about your stuff. I'm a journalist. How much more can I freaking say that without the joke being ruined? I think it's already been, but you know.
Shenanigans.
That won't stop me, for I am a journalist. And if there's one thing I know
the
about
journalist
journalists.
integrity within.
I know if there's one thing I know about journalists is that they run jokes into the ground. Alright, anyway. Alright, do the jumps. All of the jumps.
All of the jumps.
I still die anyway.
No!
I'm okay for now. For now.
What? That's a relief? Maybe?
I don't need to pay attention. I have flame. I have.
That's what the pyromaniacs say.
I have the power of online arguments on my side. Remember when arguments were called flaming? We're old.
Yeah! Yeah, that's old. That's ancient. We don't call it flaming anymore. Wait, what do we call it now?
Injustice.
Yeah, injustice.
The Hitler game. We call it the Hitler game. No, because even that's ancient. Look at that save. Pro game player, y'all.
Yeah!
Pro game player, y'all.
Oh no!
Yes. You can pay me to go to Evo. You can be my sponsor. You have seen my skills. You know what I can do. I do beat the guy knows.